back to a new video. This is a video I'm very excited to make and a video that I have been looking forward to making, but I've been struggling a little bit to come up with a list. If you can see by the title, this is my top 20 favourite films of 2017. Now, these aren't all films that were released in 2017. I suppose I could have split them up into sections, but I didn't. I just have put them in order of, 20 to 1. I mean, the bottom 10, like 11 to 20, are a bit loosely put in order, but then the top 10 are more of a strong order. Does that make sense? I don't know. Most of them, however, are 2017 releases. I didn't include rewatches, of course, and I have just included any films that I watched throughout the year of 2017, so one of the films could have come out in the 60s. It really doesn't matter. My list was just any new film that I watched in 2017. Just before I get deep into the top 20 on my list, I want to say that there's some films released in 2017 I have not seen yet. One of them, or haven't seen in 2017, and I've watched in 2018. One of them being Star Wars The Last Jedi. I think I'll love it. I think it would have been on this list. Star Wars The Force Awakens was my favourite movie of the year that it was released. Like, my favourite movie. So, had I have seen The Last Jedi, there's a good chance it would have been on this list, but it came out in December and I didn't get a chance to see it at the end of 2017. Another movie that might have been on this list would be Thor Ragnarok. I absolutely love Thor. He's my favourite superhero, so there's a chance that could have been on the list. Also things like Coco and just kind of anything that's come out at the end of the year that I haven't had a chance to watch yet, because I typically wait for Blu-ray and DVD. Bar I am going to go and see Star Wars in the cinema, but I typically wait for Blu-ray and DVD, so there's just some that won't be on this list but could be on the list for 2018. So that's just kind of how it worked out. So yeah, if you're wondering, oh my god, why is Star Wars or why is Thor Ragnarok not on this list, it's because I haven't seen it. So there's something big, something amazing, something you love, I might not have seen it yet. So let's get started. The first one on the list is Wonder Woman. This is a fantastic film. I really enjoyed this. I particularly liked the start of Wonder Woman when she was still on the island and everything. But overall, I thought it was really fun, fantastic film, especially for DC, because I'm not the biggest fan of DC superhero films, bar the, Christopher Nolan Batmans. But these later ones, been a bit hit and miss for me. Well, I say that. Have I watched any? Not really. I've watched Suicide Squad and I've watched half of Man of Steel. And I can't get myself to watch Batman vs Superman. However, Wonder Woman is in that, so, maybe that'll convince me a little bit more. I'm not sure if I'll be that interested to watch Justice League though. I don't know, I'm not really interested in the DC ones at the moment because I'm just not really enjoying them. However, this one definitely was a good benchmark for DC. I definitely like the Wonder Woman films. I thought it was really fantastic. I really liked the style of it. I really enjoyed Wonder Woman. Next up on my list might be a surprise. It was a surprise to me as well, and it's King Arthur. So this is the Guy Ritchie directed King Arthur, and I've forgotten the whole name of it, so that's why I'm clarifying which King Arthur. I really enjoyed this, and I don't know why. I don't know if it's like an unpopular opinion to I really enjoyed this film. I don't really quite know how it was received. I think it was mixed, to be honest. I just really enjoyed it. I had so much fun watching it, and that's why it's just a little bit above Wonder Woman, because I just had such a fun time watching it. And there was just so many parts I was like, oh, I love this. I loved the main guy who played King Arthur. Is his name Arthur? I'm forgetting, I can't even, who's this guy? Merlin, yeah. No, he didn't play Merlin. I'm trying to think who the King Arthur versus, just ignore me. King Arthur, the guy who played Arthur, loved him. I think he's from Sons of Anarchy. Not 100% sure, but I think that's something that he's from. I haven't really seen him in much else, but I thought he was fantastic. I thought that Jude Law was pretty good as well, as he was kind of the villain, and it was just such a fun watch, and that's kind of what I missed this year. Some of the fun films were just not fun. They were supposed to be fun, light-hearted entertainment, and they ended up just being a little bit boring, whereas this one was definitely fun, and it was all medieval, and it was just pretty awesome. So yeah, really liked King Arthur. The next one on my list is an interesting one, and I rewatched the trailer for this before putting it on the list, because I gave this movie 5 stars, and it's Collateral Beauty. This movie received the worst kind of reviews, everybody hates it, and I watched it and I gave it 5 stars. But I watched it when, I think I just watched it at the exact right time. Basically, this film, it's got a fantastic cast. It's got Will Smith. Really? I wait a a while to film this video. Today I film it, names, things, oh my brain is just a mush. No, Will Smith, I nearly said Will Ferrell, completely different people. Will Smith, Helen Mirren, let's not try and name more names, I can't even remember. Keira Knightley, is she in it or is that not her? Either way, it doesn't matter, it's got a great cast. And basically Will Smith, who's the main guy, writes a letter to time, love and death. And he writes these 3 letters, and then it's kind of about that and kind of talking about these things. And it's, I don't know, I just really liked it. I watched the trailer and I was like, yeah, I think I really like this again. Because again, I kind of feel like I was biased. I watched it at a point where it just absolutely spoke to me and connected with me, and I just felt like, yes, this is exactly what I needed to watch at this exact point in time. Like, it just kind of worked out that way. And so it really strung a chord with me and I really connected with it. But I think had that not have been the case, I might not have enjoyed it as much. But I watched the trailer, I thought, yeah, I think I'll still like this. But I don't know whether it's because I've already made that connection with it. But either way, I really did think this was a great film. And I really did enjoy it. So yeah, that's Collateral Beauty. Unpopular opinion, but I really got a good connection with that film. The next on my list is The Boy and the Beast. This is a fantastic anime film that I absolutely loved. If you like Studio Ghibli films, I definitely recommend giving this one a try. It's not a Studio Ghibli film, but if you like those type, then give this one a go. It's about this boy who kind of slips into this alternate world where there's no humans and everybody is animals, and he ends up being kind of fallen into this position of being an apprentice, and it's about him and the guy, animal, beast that he's an apprentice with, and their relationship and bond, and then just generally about his life. And it's just really good. I really enjoyed this one. Super cute. Definitely check it out. Next on my list we have one that I watched in January 2017, and I think had I have watched it later on it could have been higher on the list, and it's Kubo and the Two Strings. I really think this is a fantastic film. It's put out by Leica Studios, who I love, but I don't think this is my favourite of theirs, so I feel like I'm comparing it to their other works, and that's why it's a little bit lower down. But I think once I rewatch this one, it could have moved up, so take that with a bit of a pinch of salt. I watched it a long time ago, so that's kind of why it's lower on the list, because I can't quite remember everything about it. But I thought it was really funny. Obviously the animation is absolutely beautiful. They use stop motion animation. It's fantastic. If you've not seen anything by Leica Studios, just definitely look them up and give them a chance. They've got Coraline, Paranorman, The Box Trolls and Kubo and the Two Strings. The Box Trolls is my least favourite, but they're all really fantastic. Paranorman is my absolute favourite. They're all funny and quirky and fantastic stories. So yeah, Kubo is no exception. It's brilliant. The next one on my list is a superhero film, which we got quite a lot of in 2017. And this one I thought would be higher, but it wasn't, and it's Guardians of the Galaxy 2. I really did love this, and I really enjoyed it. I really loved everything on this list, obviously. I watched I watched over 200 films in 2017, so you know, this is top 20, they're all really films I loved. And I feel like I put it on too much of a high pedestal. I've only seen it the one time, so when I rewatch it I'll be interested to know what my thoughts like. It might go up a little bit. The first movie I absolutely love. It's one of my favourites ever. The second movie I loved it, but did it hit the point for the first movie? I'm not sure. And then after I started thinking about it, I was like, well, maybe it did. There's so many parts about it that I love. So I really do love this. It is fantastic. I just really need to revisit it. And that's in the case of these. This list could change, mix around a bunch in terms of the order of the list, but these are my top 20, but the order could change when I rewatch and revisit things, which is always the case. So yeah, Guardians of the Galaxy 2, obviously I loved it. Fantastic Marvel superhero movie. Loved Baby Groot. Really like the soundtrack now. I've got the soundtrack on CD. I've been listening to it a bunch. So yeah, fantastic superhero movie for 2017. Next up we have another superhero movie. So this was hard. I flipped these two superhero movies back and forth, because I don't know which one I prefer, but this one is SpiderMan Homecoming. Yes, I put SpiderMan Homecoming over Guardians of the Galaxy 2. So I put a Spider-Man film above Guardians of the Galaxy, which for me is kind of crazy, because I'm not the biggest fan of the Spider-Man films, but I like the idea of Spider-Man and Spider-Man as a superhero, and I absolutely loved Spider-Man, this new guy that got to play Spider-Man in Civil War, and Civil War was one of my favourites. Civil War blew me away. Last year, 2016, Civil War would have been right in my top 5 films that I watched. But this year I felt the superhero movies didn't reach the level that I wanted them to. But as I said, I haven't seen Thor Ragnarok. Anyway, so SpiderMan Homecoming was so funny and just so much fun. The only thing I didn't 100% love was kind of the whole villain aspect in this film. It wasn't my favourite rivalry, if that makes sense, but I thought the new guy who played Spider-Man was absolutely fantastic. I loved that it was more high school based. I loved that we had Robert Downey Jr. in there, you know, and Iron Man and that whole thing. I just really enjoyed it. I absolutely can't wait to rewatch this one. I'm going to rewatch it pretty soon, so this is one that I'll be rewatching before I rewatch Guardians of the Galaxy 2, so that's why I kind of put it higher on the list, because I'm more desperate to rewatch this one. But I'm sure you've all heard about it, and it was really fantastic. If you haven't seen it yet and you've been putting it off, it's definitely, for me, the best Spider-Man film that I've seen. So yeah, loved Spider-Man Homecoming. The next one on my list is Gifted. Now, to be fair, Spider-Man Homecoming is probably above Gifted and Guardians of the Galaxy. Okay, well, like I said, this bottom half is a bit here or there. Gifted's probably, yeah, Gifted's below Guardians of the Galaxy and Spider-Man Homecoming. I keep moving things around constantly. This is why it's taken me forever to get this list up. I just move them around. Anyway, let's just talk about Gifted. Gifted is really fantastic. I love it. There's this little girl in it called McKenna Grace who plays Mary in the film. And McKenna Grace is amazing. I think if she wasn't as incredible as she is in the film, I wouldn't have loved it as much. I've seen this film twice, so I think that's why it got a little bit higher when I initially made the list, because I have rewatched it twice and I definitely want to rewatch it again. I'm just always desperate to see this film. I don't know why, I just think it's such an interesting film, so well acted, and I just absolutely loved it. It's got a lot of heart, and it's about this little girl who's really clever, and she's been looked after by her uncle currently pretty much for her whole life that she can remember, and then the grandma of the child, who's never really been in her life, comes into her life and wants to kind of take her under the wing and kind of give her a better education and a better life, like in terms of money and wealth and things like that. And there's kind of the battle between those two, with the little girl in it is absolutely incredible. She's fantastic, it's funny, it's heartwarming, and I just really enjoyed this film much more than I thought I would. So yeah, absolutely love Gifted. The next one on my list is a funny one, and I actually watched this in January 2017, and it's a movie that came out in 2016. I picked it up on Blu-ray in 2016 and I never got around to watching it. January 2017, I thought, okay, let me do some catch up here. So I caught up with a few films, Blu-ray and DVDs that I hadn't watched, that I picked up the previous year, and this was one of them, and it's stuck with me ever since. I love this film, but I do need to rewatch it. I saw it in January, and I hope I'll love it just as much the second time. I think I watched it on New Year's Day, like it was that long ago, and it's Nerve, with Emma Roberts and Dave Franco. I'm pretty sure it's Dave Franco, one of the Francos. I thought this was so interesting and so good, and I thought it was just going to be an okay teenagey type of film. And basically it's like this app where you have these dares and you end up making money for them, and for some reason the stakes got really high, and I was on the edge of my seat. I was enjoying this film so much. I don't know, I don't know, I can't explain it. When people say, oh, and I say, oh, I really like the film Nerve, and they're like, oh, I just thought it was okay. I can't even explain why I like it so much. I was just there in the film, in the moment, on the edge of my seat, and I was just all about the film. And that's absolutely what I want when I watch a film. I want to be so immersed and engrossed in the film, and this movie absolutely did that, and it stuck with me throughout the whole year. I kept thinking, oh, I must rewatch Nerve, and I haven't done it yet, which I don't really know what that says, but I still think about it, and I just enjoyed it. I don't know what it was. I really enjoyed Nerve. So yeah, that's Nerve. The next one on my list is from the 80s. Yeah, we're really going back. This year was the first year that I watched The Lost Boys. Why had I not seen The Lost Boys before? So, to be honest, the reason why I hadn't watched The Lost Boys before is because I've had it for a really long time, but it's about vampires, and I was like, oh, don't want to watch this film about vampires, you know. It just seemed, I feel like Twilight ruined vampires, and I don't mind the Twilight movies, they're okay. I'm not going to hate on them and say the worst things ever, but I'm not really into a vampire movie. So The Lost Boys, I thought, watched it, loved it, thought it was amazing, thought the soundtrack was great, I just really enjoyed this film. I just was like, I think the reason why it's so high on my list is because it feels like such a classic, and I felt like I hadn't watched a film like that for the first time in ages. Some of the films I had watched that people said are classics, I thought, yeah, I enjoyed that a bit, but I didn't love it. This one, I completely fell in love with it. If you've been putting off watching The Lost Boys, definitely check it out. It's completely worth it, and it's not it's not what you thought it was going to be. It's just great. It's pure 80s goodness. Lost Boys is brilliant. Next up on my list is the live action Beauty and the Beast. I really, really loved this. My favourite Disney animation, I was a bit tired, is Beauty and the Beast tied with Tangled. I can never make up my mind, but I'm pretty sure it might be Beauty and the Beast. So I really enjoyed the live action one. I didn't enjoy it quite as much as the animation, that's why it's not quite as high on my list as you might have expected, but I still loved it. I still thought it was beautiful. I still feel like it did a good job. It's probably my favourite Disney live action remake of an animation, if that makes sense. And yeah, I really liked Emma Watson as Belle, and I really liked the new songs they added. So yeah, loved the live action Beauty and the Beast. Next one on my list is the Lego Batman movie. I wasn't expecting to love this as much as I did, but I absolutely loved it. I thought it was so funny and hilarious. If you've enjoyed the Lego movie, you'll enjoy this. I think I enjoyed this more than the Lego movie because I loved, obviously, all the little Batman references and the Batman and Joker things. I loved the Joker in this. And then we've also got characters from other universes coming into this, which I did not expect. So I just absolutely had such a fun time with this one and loved it. I can't wait to see more of what Lego will bring out and more of the Lego films. I hope they continue to make some really fun, fantastic films with other different franchises. That'd be just brilliant. I love the Lego films, and like I said, Lego Batman was really, really good. I've just realised we were already into my top 10. I didn't say anything. So 10 was Beauty and the Beast, 9 was Lego Batman, and 8, pretty sure, is Train to Busan. I watched this movie at the beginning of the year as well, in January or February, and I absolutely loved it. This is a Korean film? I'm pretty sure, yeah, it's a Korean film. I can't remember. It's a foreign language film, and it's about a zombie apocalypse. Apocalypse. That word I'm not very good at saying. A zombie apocalypse, and a lot of it takes place on a train. It's about this man and this little girl who've gone onto this train, and this zombie apocalypse breaks out, and it's just so good. It's just so cool and so fun, and then heartwarming and touching at the end, and it's just like, what? I really, really loved this. It blew me away when I first watched it. I don't really watch many foreign language films. I definitely want to start watching more of them because this really blew me away and I really enjoyed it. I'm so glad that I picked it up because I think I might have swept it by, and I'm so glad that I didn't. I completely recommend it if you enjoy this type of thing, or if you're wanting to watch more foreign language films. This is a fantastic one. Again, it's been a while since I've seen it, but it really stuck with me and I just absolutely loved it at the time. I thought it was really fantastic. The next one on my list is Arrival. This film, again, it was one I watched early on in the year, I think March or like beginning of the year, so some of these are real beginning of the years, but Arrival just, I have no words for Arrival really. It's like a sci-fi aliens come to Earth type of film, but it's completely different than any other, and it's so unique and individual, and it's done so differently, and it's so beautiful, and the overall message I thought was so interesting and so fantastic, and I can't wait to revisit this after having watched it because I think the second visit will be even more interesting than the first. It's one of those movies that I think will get more interesting the more you visit it, and the score is amazing. It's just a beautiful film with a really interesting concept. Definitely recommend Arrival, but don't expect it to be like a regular sci-fi alien type thing because it's not. It's definitely a bit more slower, a little bit deeper. I don't know, it's a little bit different, but it's really, really good, and I love when things do things differently. Next on my list is an animation film, and it is Ballerina. I'm sure you guys knew this was going to be my top 10. I absolutely loved this film. I didn't expect to love it. I thought, oh, I'm going to pick this up because it looks cute. It's an animation. I love animations, and that was all I thought it was going to be. Something cute, fun, fluffy, and essentially it is. It's cute, fun, fluffy. And there's not much depth to it, but I loved it. Straight after watching it, I watched it again the next day. I could watch this film a bunch. It was kind of like My Annie, like the new like 2014 or 15, 2014 Annie. I watched that movie over and over and over again. I love it. I'm completely obsessed with it. This was like this year's Annie for me. I haven't watched it as many times as Annie because I have been trying to get all the films watched rather than rewatching things a bunch. But I just absolutely loved it. It's about this little girl who lives in Paris in the maybe end of the 1800s, I don't know, it's like a while ago, and she dreams of being a ballerina, and it's just so funny and so cute. I know it sounds really cliche, I know you're thinking this sounds awful, but I loved it, and I thought it was beautifully done. It was fantastic, and it was just a great kind of classic story. in a new way. The characters were great. I just really love this. I love it when there's like the underdog and they've got to work their way up. I'm such a sucker for those type of films, and this was one of those. It's the underdog working her way up, and it was funny and sweet, and I just like this kind of thing. So yeah, Ballerina, loved it. Next one, hang on, let me count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yes, this is my 5th. So we're in my top 5 now. Number 5 is Bleed for This. This film, again, watched it earlier on in the year. This film stuck with me. This is a boxing film, and it's got Miles Teller in, and he is fantastic. I absolutely love sports films, boxing films, those type of things. And this one has really stuck with me. It really blew me away. I really felt for the character. I thought it was such an interesting, different kind of take on this type of thing. And I've just never been able to forget it since. I've never been able to just let this one go. So I absolutely loved it. Absolutely stuck with me. If you enjoy sports films and you haven't seen this one, definitely please check it out. I thought it was really fantastic, and it was a really interesting story, and I really fell in love with this one. So yeah, definitely check out Bleed for This if you enjoy those type of films and you haven't seen this one yet, because I feel like it kind of got swept under the rug. But I really loved it. Next one is Hidden Figures. This is a fantastic film that I absolutely loved. I'm sure you've all heard about this one. It's about about 3. No, there's more than 3. It's not about 3. It's about a collective of. It's about some women working at NASA who didn't get any credit, but there's not just the ones that are the kind of the main people in this. There's other people who really added to it that they didn't really talk about. I'm not making any sense, but there's like the whole room full of women who did a lot of things, and you know, so it's not just 3. There's 3 women on the cover, and there's kind of main 3, and they talk a lot about them, but there's a lot of other people who did a lot of things that they didn't give credit for. And this is this film talking about these women who were really fantastic and really clever, and it was just super awesome, and I really loved this. I just thought it was really well done. I thought it was a really interesting story. I felt really I don't know, I loved it when I watched it. I just thought this is fantastic, and I really love these type of films, like true story films. You guys know me, I really like sports films, I really like true story films, I like underdog films, and for me this was just a really great true story film that I really thought was fantastic. I'm sure you've all heard about it. A lot of people were talking about it. The 3 main women in this were absolutely incredible. The acting was fantastic, and I really loved Hidden Figures. The next one on my list, number 3, is Hacksaw Ridge. I loved this. I thought it was amazing. I didn't think I'd love it as much as I did because it's a war film, and I'm not a big fan of war films. This one was incredible. It's based on a true story, and the true story was just amazing. I couldn't even, like, there was parts where I felt like I wasn't even breathing. Like towards the end I was like, I'm sure you probably all heard of this one, but it was just fantastic. It kind of takes its time at the beginning to introduce you to the main character and to kind of give you a little bit of a backstory and build something up, which I really appreciated because I felt like more connected to him in the second half of the film when it kind of got into more of the action. I just absolutely loved it. I thought this was fantastic. I thought it was amazing. Can't wait to revisit it and rewatch it. After I watched it, I kind of thought, yes, that blew me away. It was fantastic, but it's not one that I could rewatch a bunch because it's not one of those type of films. But now that some time has passed, I can't wait to revisit this one. It's a fantastic film. If you're not really into war type of films, please still give this one a chance because it's such an incredible story that definitely you need to hear, and it's just really amazing. So yeah, loved Hacksaw Ridge. Number 2 is Lion. I absolutely love this film. When I first saw it, I thought, yes, this is going to be one of my favourite films of the year. It's about this little boy who lives in the slums, and I don't know what language he speaks actually, but he doesn't speak English. I can't remember. I don't want to mess it up and tell you the wrong language, but the whole, like, say first hour or 40 minutes of the film is all in a foreign language, and it's got subtitles and everything, and there's sometimes not that much talking actually goes on, and it's so captivating because the little boy who plays the little boy in the film, he is just incredible, absolutely amazing, and this was the first film he was ever in, and he's just so captivating. You can't take your eyes off him. He's incredible, and it was just such a beautiful, amazing story. And basically, like I say, he lives in the slums. He's going on a job with his brother. He's only like, I don't know, 7 years old. He's a little boy, and he ends up getting lost. He ends up falling asleep on this train, and it goes somewhere thousands of miles away from his home and from what he knows, and he ends up kind of walking around the streets, and it's so sad. And then more happens in the story, and it's about his life, and it's just so sad. It's so good. I absolutely love this film. I don't want to ruin it for you guys. I don't want to butcher the explanation because I'm never very good at that, but this is a beautiful, amazing film. I absolutely thought it was fantastic, captivated me throughout the whole thing, and just absolutely an amazing film. So please check it out if you haven't already. I'm sure you've heard of it, I'm sure you've probably seen it, but I absolutely loved Lion. Now, my number one favourite film probably comes, no surprise, and it's probably the most recent film that I've watched from this list. Oh no, sorry, SpiderMan Homecoming. Probably the most recent, but yeah, one of the more recent ones. And it is Your Name. I loved this so much. I didn't expect to love it as much as I did. I have always enjoyed Studio Ghibli films, but I've never really branched out past that in terms of like, anime films. I'm still not really sure about anime TV shows, but either way, anime films, I've been branching out a little bit. Like we had The Boy and the Beast on this list, and Your Name, I'd heard a bit of hubbub about it. Again, it's not a Studio Ghibli film, it's just an anime film, and I didn't really know much about it. I just heard a bit of hubbub about it. I thought, yeah, I'll give it a go. I'll pick it up. I'll watch it. I picked it up. I watched it. I finished it, and I was like, what? What was this film? It was so moving and incredible. I was so shocked. I thought the music, I had the Japanese music on with the film, and that just added so much to it as well. It was just such a beautiful film, and I don't even really want to tell you what it's about. I didn't know what it was about. I went into it not knowing, and then I thought, oh okay, I see, like partway through, I was like, oh I see what this is about, I see what this is about. I thought this is fun, I'm enjoying it, and I sat down, I was like, yeah, I'm really enjoying this, I'm into this. And I thought I knew what the film was going to be about, because I didn't know anything. So, you know, I watched, 15 minutes, and then half an hour, 20 minutes in, I was like, oh, I get this film now, I understand what the film's about. That's what I thought. And then paths started to change, and I was like, oh, this film's about way more than what I thought it was about. And things get just, I don't know, things just get, and I'm just like, I don't even know what to say about this film, and I just don't want to ruin it for anybody, because I think everybody should watch it and enjoy it. I just loved it. I thought it was amazing, and I hadn't felt the way that I felt after finishing this film for a long time after finishing the film. Like, it was just one of those, you finish watching the film and you just don't even know what to say. Like, you just like, what? That was just an incredible film. And that's absolutely how I felt after watching Your Name. I then went on and listened to the soundtrack and also some sound videos on YouTube. I just had to relive it through that, and it's just, yeah. So Your Name, loved it, absolutely my favourite film of the year. Completely fell in love with it, gave me such a big impact after watching the film. I just couldn't even believe what I had been able to watch, and I would have been so sad had I missed out on that film experience and not picked that film up, because I feel like that might have happened. Like, I nearly might have not picked that one up, but thankfully I did. I did watch it. So if you're on the fence about it, I definitely recommend checking it out. I absolutely loved it. So yeah, that was my top 20 films that I watched in 2017. Again, not all 2017 releases, but all fantastic films that I really loved. Thumbs up if you enjoyed this video. Let me know your thoughts down in the comments below, and maybe your absolute favourite film of 2017. I would love to know. Until then, I will see you guys next time. Thanks for watching. Goodbye!